Hey guys, we're about to see Beverly Hills Cop 3 and
the only stuff I know about, I've always heard it was bad, but you've been telling me just Eddie Murphy, he wanted nothing.
even before the movie started production, he said, the problem with the second one, they were trying to repeat too much of the first one, and he did not like it. He said, if I ever do a third one, notice they just gave me a lot of money.
Like they gave him a lot of money.
$14K.
Yeah, man.
Like a big budget, and yet it's also like this was the point where he was depressed from all of his losses. This was in '94. Remember, he wasn't doing that great in the '90s. Yeah. And the fact that he really wanted to do a bit more mature. And Landis, who came back to direct, said hey, it's not a great script, but hopefully Eddie will punch it up. And Eddie was like, I'm not. I want Axel to actually be a bit more weather. I don't want him to be the wise ass.
Yeah, but you lose that charm already. That's what made him great in the first one.
Right, but I also get it. He wants the character to grow. I get that.
I get that.
Or at least get him back to the first movie, at least.
Yeah, and you could do a character that grows, but they can also still have a bit of piece of them that what made them originally.
Oh yeah,
that's always fun,
Exactly.
To see the character still the same character, but different in a different way. Where here it sounds like they just go for the serious stuff.
Exactly, but pray for us.
Yeah, hopefully it won't be that bad.
Hey guys, Robert and Alex here, and
hey.
Yeah, we kind of had a bit of an issue with the recording. Apparently, we accidentally did not have the audio.
Yeah, great.
But how do we put what happened? Well, we're not going to be able to do the audio, but let me just put it this way.
Yeah. We were.
That's how we felt.
Yeah, we were upset. We were that passionately angry about it. We just
what the fuck did we just watch?
I know. Now we can talk about it a second time. Yay!
Woohoo!
Woohoo! Yay!
Yeah, I got Ruby here. She didn't like it either.
No.
Yeah, but yeah, seriously, this movie was bad.
Yeah, I know. Just the whole time watching it, when Robert and I were talking about it too, we just felt so bad for Eddie Murphy in this.
We felt so bad for Eddie. We could see now we're now doing this after seeing Axel after. So you can see at least a few parts in here that were good that were put into that.
Yeah, and it's almost like you could see if they went in the right direction with how that could have worked for Axel.
It was a good start. It was a good start for the most part.
Yeah, because as again too, they said Eddie Murphy, he wanted to play it more straight, make it more dark, and even in the beginning, they tried to do dark. Although even though in the beginning too, they had the dance scene that went on for a minute.
You could have ignored. You could have accepted that if it went down a different direction. But yeah,
it was still distracting, and it it's got a little hint as to what you're getting into with this movie.
Yeah, we lost his superior, who was a good guy, and the stuff at the funeral is still good, especially with his
wife. Yeah,
what were his last words? His last word about you. That doesn't sound like him. All right, it was. What are you a coffee break? Go get their asses. That's more like him. And then even when he's talking, I was
like that with the characters. It's that was good.
That was good. You had the bits then of him talking with some of the other cops, and it's Wonderland. Again, he's playing that so straight. This would have been fine if it wasn't for the setting being a Disney World pastiche.
Yeah, it was Wonder World, right? Is that what it was called?
Wonder World.
Yeah, because even in the beginning too, because they're trying to stop. It was some sort of car theft.
It was a chop shop. A chop shop.
Yeah, a chop shop, and then the bad guys come in and there's a shootout, but they also leave behind these boxes, and inside they have
the towels. That's what they have the guns.
The towels. It's that's Wonder World, which gives you the idea of what's happening. But why would they have those with them?
Yeah, why? Are the towels really that comfy?
Yeah, they must be the best damn towels ever. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, and then
it really you could again some stuff a little weird. Okay, but then when you get to the actuals, the meat of the movie that takes place at a theme park.
Yeah, again, I would say this. Originally, we thought oh no, is it going to be the Walt Disney's the bad guy? No, it wasn't. In fact, Alan Young plays the Walt
Alan
Disney
Young
guy,
plays it.
and he was a good guy.
Yeah.
A little naive, but it's
Yeah.
basically he is playing Walt the way the Uncle Walt, as if that was the real persona.
Yeah, like when you used to see the old Disney present,
Yeah.
Walt Disney present stuff, pretty much.
Yeah, exactly. That's how he was portraying himself. But again, having that be the real persona, not an actor or anything.
But yeah,
Okay,
Alan Young did a good job.
Yep. Okay, let's get this. The bad guys' plot is basically they've been able to print fake money off at the place, at the amusement park, and they decided, well, if we get actual mint money we're selling, we can print real money.
Yeah.
And then
So also he does get the tip off Axel that like, oh, the bad guys are at this Wonderworld place. So he goes back to well, it doesn't even take place in Beverly Hills, right? It's
LA.
Yeah, it's in LA. So like, is it the LA cop?
Yeah. John Ashton isn't. Taggart isn't there because Ashton was too busy. And boy, did he dodge a bullet. But we saw Reinhold as Billy, and apparently Billy they made up a position for him so he can have access to all of this power.
Yeah, dude, we had to literally look that up. I'm like, is that a real thing? That couldn't be.
Nope.
No, it was made up for the movie.
And then we had a replacement Detective Flint played by Héctor Elizondo, who normally does some decent roles, but here he was infuriating.
He really was, especially making like stupid decisions like I'm trying to remind because it's been a while, but he wasn't in on the whole thing, right? With the bad guy.
No, he was friends with the bad guy.
There's a moment where he says, like, okay, I'll let Wonderland know you want to come down and see the main guy there, and then like Eddie Murphy gets there and like the lady mentioned he talks to the lady, he's like, you don't have an appointment, so it's like this guy's an idiot.
I think Flint did tell them. I think the bad guy tried to play dumb and be like, I don't know who he is.
I guess, yeah.
That's what I think. But even throughout that, he wants a job there. Now, I love it. It's like, you have a 50? I have 3 kids and a wife. I haven't seen a $50 bill in years.
That was funny.
Yeah, but he wants to get a job there because that's more secure. And I kind of buy that. Security at a place like that. Yeah, that would be way more set for life.
Yeah, but even then, like, he's so, like, super,
selfish.
Not listening to Eddie at all, not hearing, Axel's not hearing his side of the story and everything.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, oh, John told me everything. Apparently he didn't listen.
Yeah, I know. You'd think like Billy would say something too, like, "Oh no, Axel, this guy, he's a bit brash, but he's very smart. He knows how things go down. So you should definitely at least consider his opinion."
Yeah, but nope, we don't get even that.
Yeah, and so just like when Axel gets there anyway to Wonderworld, he just storms on in and causes trouble.
Typical.
Yeah, and it's like even then it felt like yeah, I get it. He was like he's reckless in the other movies, but here it just felt not needed at all.
Definitely not. He doesn't crack with any jokes whatsoever.
No, not in the slightest. Because again, they were kind of banking on Eddie's because the script wasn't so they were banking on Eddie's usual charm to do it. But again, he played it so great.
Yeah, it's similar to Superman 3, where they were banking where they didn't bother with doing much scripting, coming up with jokes. They're like, Pryor will improv.
Pryor will figure it out.
Pryor had a heart attack, so he decided to play it easy. Go easy.
Yeah, but here's the crazy thing. So like while Axel's he's going through the underground tunnel like in Disney World.
Oh yeah. Okay. There's a part where we see this amusement ride. At first we thought it starts shaking a little, like, oh boy, this is a cheap budget. But everything starts collapsing. We realize, holy shit, that's earthquake.
I know, it's actually earthquake.
And we looked it up. Yep, it was earthquake. But then, come on, you remember that for that brief moment when it's shaking, we just thought, oh boy, that's cheap.
Yeah, but then all these other things start dropping down. I'm like, wait a minute.
Wait a second.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was earthquake, and it ends up helping in the finale.
Yeah, exactly. Which is,
and they had Cylons. They had a bunch of Cylons walking around.
Yeah.
From Battlestar Galactica.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
But yeah, that was one of the few good parts, was both that moment and using it at the end.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
But
And
yeah,
so, but yeah, like then they like
the
come
love
in.
interest.
Yeah, we'll get to that. Like, because the love interest like is working there, and she shows him the ride, and like already they're starting to like have feelings, but it's like just kind of out of nowhere. It's like not really warranted. And then of course, what was it? So like he gets caught, and then Eddie like tries to explain, but no one's listening. It's like typical.
Oh yeah, and they swapped the paper. It's like that's the most obvious thing. Oh yeah. There's a CIA guy. It's revealed at the end he's in on it. That came right the hell out of nowhere.
Yeah, of course.
It's like, I mean, it was so obvious, but at the same time, it was just like, again, that came out of nowhere.
Yeah, yeah.
And
then what was that convention thing they went to later on? Because
that was a science type of showcase. Yeah, and that's where Sergey was at.
I know he was intolerable here.
This is a bit where, and again, Axel F showed that you can bring him back and utilize him well. Here was just having him just do his random talk, and aside from the get the fuck out, no, I should not be forced in. It just didn't work.
You don't have Eddie working off of him, so he's just going on and on. He introduces the weirdest gun I've ever seen in a movie.
It's a camera that doubles as a gun.
It's a camera, but it has the weirdest function. A microwave. It plays music, right?
Yeah, things like that. You're just like you're like, oh, this is a setup for gags at the end.
Yeah, and then so they, of course. So then even the commercial for it was weird. They just had like women in bikinis, all these babes. I mean, hey, they were easy on the eyes, but. So then also while they're at the convention, there's like giving an award out to the main bad guy.
Yeah, but then Axel decides to try and start up crap there, and you're just like, Axel, that's what you did. Okay, here's the one problem about this movie. We went from an action cop action movie that had comedy to try to spruce things up to an action comedy. To this becoming an action parody or comedy.
It's really a farce. Because even then when he goes up there, like the bad guy says too, it's like, oh, that's too bad about your boyfriend, right? Referring to,
Superior, Sergeant.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, that's a line that doesn't help either.
Yeah, but then he starts beating the crap out of him.
Just causing, it's like, come on, that was really not needed.
It wasn't.
Yeah. And so then Axel's also...
was when Alan Young's character gets shot, and then Axel has the bad guy holding, but Alan Young's character is bleeding. So what does he do? He threatens him, pushes him down so he can get in the car and drive off to get him to a hospital. That makes sense.
Yeah, that made sense, but. But we love too. As soon as they get because again, he's the Walt Disney guy here, so everybody knows who he is. And somehow, as soon as they get him into the hospital, word travels fast, and it's
boy. Talk about profiling from the cop. They said he's African American. Hey.
Yeah, but I love it too because at one point they're in a bar and these people are. Axel's on the phone, and then all of a sudden they say the thing going on, and all of a sudden they all turn at the same time to look at the phone where Axel is, and he's gone. It's like that was so comical.
And that's where we had Ray Harryhausen and the Sherman Brothers in a cameo.
I know that was great. Oh, George Lucas.
Oh, George Lucas. Yeah, what the heck?
George Lucas. I'm like, sure, why not? Oh yeah, but we don't forget. So he also has to go back undercover at one point in the theme park.
Oh yeah,
he takes the disguise of one of the mascots, and then at one point he's talking to the love interest, and they're trying to make it sexy and romantic. But
he's wearing this suit with the head off,
and it's so awkward.
Oh, and yeah, earlier when he's dealing with a kid and pushes him in the fountain, grab her, and Grandma's like, I'm gonna go whoop some ass. And he's like, oh.
I know, it's just completely
I love that Grandma's just I'm gonna go whoop someone's butt.
I know, but it just does not match how the comedy worked in the other movie. It feels so out there. You would see it any other weird goofy movie,
Apparently, one of the people involved in the movie, I don't know remember which character it was, but it was John Travolta's brother, Joey Travolta.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was involved.
That's something.
Yeah, but again, overall, this movie was just.
I know.
It was
also like just Billy was like annoying too.
Oh yeah, he was intolerable.
I know, and like we forgive him the other ones because he's awkward and stuff, and even he had that good moment at the end of the second one where he stood up to the mayor. Remember?
Yep, and then in the third one, he was like, and I'm sorry, in the pilot, he's now the mayor, and in the and in actual F, he's actually rather competent, even though he only starts to get goofy towards the end, but they balance it out.
Oh yeah, of course. But here again, he's just intolerable and stuff. It's just like, and even then, like normally, like after they're good friends, you would think again he would be a bit more like,
then he gets shot, and then later on he's like, hey guys, as he's limping, all bad bullet whirl is written. It's like,
yeah, because like, it's after like the climax where the final fight happens, and it's all the way in the tunnel. And somehow he drags himself while bleeding and shot all the way over there. It's like, hey guys, how's it going?
And with a bunch, and we should get him a doctor. I'm not like at the end of Police Squad.
Oh yeah, they should have done that.
I want to do one on the like, oh, the ton of love. I didn't know you got a ton of love. Not yet.
Yeah, I know. That was also stupid because, like, he, at the end, Axel beats the bad guy. He gets like his revenge, but that's just how do we do a send off to someone he's worked with closely and we had in the serious moment? We just make it goofy, it's with the tunnel of love bit.
Yeah.
Like I said, they bring in that giant weird weapon and it goes all haywire and stuff.
Yeah, but it only lasts for one brief bit. You're like, well, that was a waste. All that build up for that.
Yeah.
I guess that's for Eddie, but for Landis.
Yeah.
He eventually did Blues Brothers 2000.
Oh, yeah. Shot in the foot.
Yeah, and again, like, he was banking on it to be a repeat of the first movie, where it's like, the script was god awful, but Eddie and the others were able to salvage it. Nope. Not at all.
But this was like worse because even then, like in the first movie, it's still something about it felt like natural and flowing almost, where this was just painful.
And then the first two had forgettable villains. The first one, at least had a decent actor doing it, but he was still forgettable. And the second one, Bridget Nielsen was more memorable than the bad guy was. But even then, barely. This one, a complete bore.
Yeah, wow. Absolutely. I don't remember a thing about him.
Except for that one bit, and then he just gets gunned down and all that. It was just like...
But yeah, there's this big climax at the theme park and all the characters show up. And it was Billy and the love interest. Didn't they get trapped in something at one point?
They're trying to bang it open and all that.
And
Flint was the only guy who didn't know that the Walt Disney guy Alan Young got shot. He was the only one who didn't know.
Yeah, that's right.
No, but he was dealing with a fire. So understandable.
Yeah. But there was also another bit too where that ride comes back from the Universal Studios.
Yep. At the climax. Yeah, and you have the whole. One guy gets, and helps take out some of the guys, and then Eddie's hiding by one. Hey, he went over there.
It's like, oh my god!
I mean, that was still one of the best parts.
It was just the way it was with all the things like the bus, a person on fire. It was awesome.
They utilized that ride so well. Again, and he's just like, you went over that way.
Yeah. But again, it just came across too goofy, not down to earth at all. Like
this was a definition of a paycheck movie.
It really was.
Eddie did this for a paycheck. He was upfront about it. Again, say what you about the second one. It's not that good, but you can see why Eddie would turn around on it.
Yeah, so there is some merit to it. I mean, Gilbert Gottfried. Come on. Yeah.
Gilbert Gottfried, Chris Rock. Some of the plot was actually interesting. It was just a wash, rinse, repeat movie.
It really was.
And then this one was going to do the same thing, and Eddie is just like, he needed the money, he wanted to do something interesting, but then you tell his heart wasn't in it.
No, absolutely.
So many of the bits you're just like, what the hell am I doing?
Yeah, I know. Why am I doing? Why am I
doing
just
the
like
second one?
character?
The second one, the only moment where it felt like he felt that way was when he said, "Just follow your dick." That was the only bit where he felt like, what the hell did I just say? This whole movie, except for the beginning, felt that way.
Yeah, that's just every other line. It's like, why? You know.
Yep, he was just coasting through it. You could definitely tell he had a lot more in his mind.
Yeah, like I remember you and I saw we watched the trailer beforehand. I'm like, oh, this is gonna look bad, but I didn't realize how bad it was gonna be.
Yeah, we did that after we did the intro. We're like, oh god. I was just curious, let's watch the trailer for it.
I'm like, oh no, this can't.
Once we realized it was a Disney World thing, I was like, no. The only thing I will give props, because it was Landis, he did get the Sherman, because he had the Sherman Brothers gas car. They also let him do the music. By the way, there's a bit where they're running around. There's a train going by. When the bad guy's tripping the train, you hear the train go, ow! They cut off the song going, ow!
Yeah, there's a lot more deep implications here than we realize.
Oh, yeah, him saving those kids. That thing came right the hell out of nowhere.
It was making him like a superhero all of a sudden.
That was added just to include action, otherwise there'll be too much talking.
Yeah, I know. And it was also the reason it was like a Ferris. It was one of those Ferris wheel things. The reason
it was supposed to be Die Hard in an amusement park.
Yeah, and also because they got screwed up because the security guys were messing around with it. Like, oh yeah, that's gonna get them down. Let's not put people.
Oh, and they edited now. One thing I did find believable for the era, but you can't get away with it now. Editing the security footage when you're head of security and giving out security footage back then was so badly choppy and on its own. You get away with that. I actually bought that.
Just in case you know, those old VHSs back in the day or whatever tapes they used, not the best, you know.
Yeah, so it's easy to hide a nowadays the only way you can get away with the repeat.
Oh yeah,
that'll get. That's the only way nowadays. You can't edit it without being too painfully obvious. Back then, you could.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Like the whole idea of wait, what happened in between? Oh, distortion. That happens all the time. It really did.
Yeah, absolutely.
That was one of the few things I get. But like I said, Eddie was already losing a lot of his star power, and Landis was on his last leg. Neither one of them could have changed the script, even if they desperately wanted to. They were stuck.
I know. It was just like everything was just misaligned, and it's like, I definitely don't like this movie. It's bad, but at the same time,
it was the worst movie we saw. It was the worst movie we
it's
saw.
Like at the same time, I just feel like depressed after
Eddie.
Yeah, like after all the stuff that went on behind the scenes and stuff, and just Eddie's heart not in it, you're just like, ooh, I feel bad.
There's a reason we opened up the video with with this. There's a reason we opened up with this. It wasn't all a joke.
It was bad.
It was.
There's no getting around that. I can feel sad all I want and sympathetic towards everybody working on it. But it's still a bad movie, guys.
When we saw it, we were angry. Now we're just depressed, just going over it.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, because obviously we're doing this again in times past. You're just like, oh man.
Especially after seeing Axel F being so good.
I know.
I can see because of this movie why it took Eddie so damn long and why he was ready to do the pilot because he felt like they're not going to get a right script. This pilot looks decent. What the hell?
Yeah, absolutely. That's why he made sure I'm like, okay, let's just make sure this is a good script and we have all the right pieces we need, and then I'll be on board with that one. But we'll talk about that one,
Yeah, when we get the actual Axel F review, which that perfectly was fine. Like I said, for whatever reason, the audio just didn't take. I don't know why. Probably because we kept knocking off the mic when we were throttling each other.
I know, because it kept pausing or something. I don't know. It was weird.
But at least when we do the Watchmen stuff, spoilers, I kept on hitting the space bar that kept pausing it. That was one thing.
Yeah, okay. Just as long as the Watchmen stuff is still fine, because that was a long one that we did.
I checked all of them. They are perfectly fine.
Okay.
It was just this one.
Yeah, but hey, at least coming back to it was still. There's still a lot to talk about with it, because again, this one is just.
There was no salvaging it, and I'll say
you know what? You know what? The idea on paper isn't bad, like you said, like Die Hard at amusement park. I feel like if you had the right tone and the right sort of like the setting was like
a better villain. The scheme was beyond stupid.
It really was.
It's like it was at least. I mean, granted, the only reason why now we know it was convincing of a lie was because the CIA guy was in on it. Why did he bring Axel in then?
Yeah, what was the point? No, we know Axel will just be the monkey wrench,
Well, people complain about twist villains in Disney. This was long before that. Funny enough, in a Disney parody.
Yeah, I know, right?
This was a dumb twist villain. This was a dumb twist villain.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Again, like I barely don't remember anything about this guy. So
again, the only thing that stood out was Alan Young. He was the only one actually giving his all.
Yeah, like even when we thought he was dead, I was like, no,
no. But then, and that's why again, that one bit and the opening was two of the strongest bits, and the scene. The part when he decides I'm going to save him and let the bad guy go. That was perfectly understood. At first, we're like, "Oh, come on, Axel! Oh, he's alive! Okay, that makes sense." We accepted that. First, we thought he was being an idiot, but we're like, "Yeah, he can't do both. He can't do both.
No way, dude.
He would either arrest him, take him to the cops, but Alan Young dies, or take him to the hospital and hope he lives."
Yeah, absolutely.
So, it's like, I'll catch him again.
Yeah.
And how the bad guys find him? They follow the Alan Young.
Yeah.
Okay. And I'll be honest, some of the clues, like, this is important. Yeah, I can see why that was vague. You have to know what that paper was to know why this was important.
All right,
so,
yeah.
He's like, why would he write this and nothing else? And he realized, wait a second. Give us mint paper. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. But then it's like, where's the mint paper? It's in his car, isn't it? It's like, we don't see that mint paper again.
Yeah, like that was it. Okay, move on. Move on to the next scene.
Oh yeah, I did also one thing that I did like was when he comes in, shoots up on the guy, like guys, so you guys just shut off that music.
Yeah,
I love that thing. Shut off that music.
Yeah, that was funny.
Well, again, I'm glad it wasn't Ashton as Taggart. That would have killed his character.
Absolutely, because I did not like that.
They made it work in Axel F. Having it be, Kevin Bacon. I trained him. I know this guy.
Yeah,
that made more sense than, I knew this guy. He was my partner, and I want to get a job over there, so I don't want to screw it up.
Yeah. So, man, yeah, you're totally 100% right about that.
But again, this was like 4 out of 10. This is not the worst movie I've ever seen. Not even in that ballpark. But it was definitely the worst movie we went over. But like I said, a definite 4 or 5 out of 10.
Yeah, I don't do ratings, but it was bad. So
I tried to follow it. Did get so absurd. It came back around and how laughably bad it was.
Yeah, at least for a moment, get a friend, laugh at it.
Yeah, but would you agree? Because it got so bad, turned back around, like, okay, this is so bad. It is just ludicrously bad.
Because you kind of want to see.
It wasn't good.
Yeah, it wasn't good, but you're kind of like, how the hell are they going to end this?
Yeah, exactly. Because there was that turnaround when we got to the climax. Then we're like, okay, this is just dumb, stupid fun.
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
Fairly fun, but still a bit of fun.
Yeah,
I'll be honest. Mostly for that earthquake scene.
Yeah, that was great. I love that scene.
Both of them. Again, I just remember this ride is just shaking. Like we said, it looked cheap, didn't it? You were just like, oh boy, what kind of ride is it? Wait a second.
The actual ride.
First I saw the fire and everything. I'm okay, but once I saw the tanker, I'm like, earthquake. That was nothing else. And then they saw the train come in and all that. And then like the flood's gonna. Yep, there's the flood.
Yep. Oh,
which is funny because you know another movie that actually used elements from the earthquake ride to do something. Actually, I think they did use some elements. As a movie we went over, Airport 3.
Oh yeah.
I showed you some of that. Remember?
Yeah,
it was like they did their own, but like their own hand. They put them in the movie and everything, and they used scenes from that movie. And they took some of the elements from like the water coming down from Earthquake.
Yeah, that was it. I remember that. That was actually a fine movie. I remember.
That was a fine movie, but but
not this third installment.
How do we go? And yet Axel F brought everything full circle again.
We will explain why.
we will. But for this, again, how did this become a parody without being a parody?
I don't know.
How do you do that?
I don't know, man. It's crazy.
I mean, apparently also I just double-checked on something about the second one. Did you know that Eddie was involved with the story of it? Not the writing, but the story.
For the second one? Or
yeah.
Oh, no, I
can see why that disappointed him. He thought, I give him a good story. What did they do? They just rehashed everything.
Yeah, I can understand that. When you have that much more control, it's kind of like, it's like, oh, but I kind of really put my all into it,
Yeah, exactly. That explains, and they wrote it for me, not for Axel.
Yeah.
Like, we've been over that part, but again, that's
I don't think there's that much more we can say. It's bad.
Yeah. Hey, we've matched close enough to the original length of this review, so that's good.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's going to be a shorter one.
Yeah, but I think upon reflection, we had more to say this time around.
Or just as much to say.
Maybe,
but at least we're more coherent. We're not like, oh God, this was bad.
I can't think straight. My mind's gonna blow up.
Yeah, I just a little bit to show a little bit of we were just so over the top, Again, I wish we could, we could share this.
You were slumped in your seat. You're just like, oh my God, I'm melting.
Exactly. It was just. See just how angry we were. Man, what are you gonna do? Yeah, you're. Oh.
I was like, oh. Let's not cause any more missteps here.
Okay, but that's all we gotta say. Thank you for coming with me, Alex. Thanks everyone else, and we'll see you on the next one.
Yep, see you then. Bye.